In this episode of Bake Across Europe, we're traveling to Switzerland. A couple of weeks ago, I was researching gingerbread and I came across a really unique recipe called Luzerner Lebkuchen, or gingerbread from Lucerne. It's a gingerbread cake, and the basis of it, instead of being honey or molasses like most gingerbreads, is actually a product made from concentrated pear juice called Birnendicksaft, which is a product known to this region of Switzerland. Now, being in the United States, I don't have access to this product, but I did a little bit more research and found out that I could actually make it myself by boiling down pear juice until it reaches a thick honey-like consistency. So I did that. I found pear juice at my local grocery store and I boiled it down for a couple of hours until it reached a thick honey-like consistency. I was really excited that it turned out well and that it allowed me to make this unique regional specialty. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make this Swiss gingerbread cake. For this recipe, you're going to need 300 grams of all-purpose flour mixed with 300 grams of whole wheat flour. This is to mimic a type of flour blend that they have in Switzerland called Rüchmehl, which is white flour with a higher percentage of the whole wheat kernel still left in it. Next, you'll need 140 grams of granulated sugar. And this is a mixture of 400 grams of whole milk and 250 grams of heavy cream. The zest of 1 lemon and 20 grams of Lebkuchengewürz, or gingerbread spice mixture. This is a specific product found in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, so I'll leave a recipe below for the spice mixture. And 150 grams of unsalted butter. Next is 20 grams of natron, which I believe is the same thing as baking soda. Correct me if I'm wrong. I decided just to go with the German product just in case it was different. I'm using 20 grams here, which is 4 of these little 5-gram packets. And this is 250 grams of the Birnendicksaft, or the concentrated pear syrup. I achieved this by boiling down about 3 bottles of pear juice. It took about 2 to 3 hours to boil it down all the way. I didn't have to babysit it the whole time though. Mostly just left it on the stove and did other things, and then just stirred pretty constantly towards the last 30 minutes of it as it started to get really thick, just because I didn't want it to burn to the sides of the pan. Now you're going to add the milk and cream, the butter, and the Birnendicksaft, and you're going to add that to a saucepan and warm on the stove until the butter starts to melt. Once the butter has started to melt, go ahead and pour in your granulated sugar and just stir until it is dissolved. You don't need to heat everything until it bubbles. Just gently heat until everything is melted and well combined. Now briefly whisk together the flour, the gingerbread spice, and the baking soda before you add your wet ingredients. And don't forget the lemon zest. using the paddle attachment on your mixer, put your mixer on low and slowly pour in the melted milk mixture until a cake batter forms. You may need to scrape down the sides of the bowl a couple of times while you're mixing. Now evenly divide the cake batter between two 9-inch round cake pans, or 22 centimeters, or you could put these in loaf pans. Now bake in a 375-degree Fahrenheit preheated oven, or 190 degrees Celsius, for 25 to 30 minutes, or until a toothpick placed in the center of the cake comes out clean. Place them on a rack to cool, but while they are still hot and just out of the oven, warm a little bit of Birnendicksaft and brush it over the top of each cake to give it a sweet glaze. Let the cake cool completely before slicing and enjoying. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. I thought this was a really unique one to share with you. Don't be hesitant to try it because of the thick pear syrup. It's not that difficult to make. It does take a couple of hours of boiling, but you don't have to babysit the stove the whole time. Just towards maybe the last 30 minutes, as it actually becomes really thick, do you have to stand at the stove and make sure it doesn't burn. So I encourage you to give it a try. Let me know if you do. I'd love to hear what your experience is. And as always, let me know if there are any recipes from Europe that you'd like to see in future videos. And make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.